Good morning. Yes, my name is Amir Castaneda. I'm from the Ministry of Health, and I have Mr. Trop here, who is also from the Ministry of Health. And if you see his uniform, you know exactly what kind of job he does out there. He's a public health inspector. Now, we want to hear from you. We want to know what is your concerns in regards to COVID-19. I want to start by letting you know that COVID-19, there are still many things that we don't know about this particular virus. So whatever you know or whatever we know today, tomorrow, there will be new findings or something else in regards to COVID-19. So, as Mr. Nuri said, we cannot say, okay, I cannot get COVID, or they have a vaccine very soon and I will be safe. Things change, folks. Things change. What we want with the community, what we want with the country, is to interrupt the transmission if or when it gets worse. You listen to your radio, you listen to your news, you know exactly how many cases out there right now. You know we have those crossing the border, right? We swab them, we test them, some of them come out positive, some of them negative. But what will happen when the airport opens? What will happen when school opens? There will be more interaction. More people from abroad will be coming in. So we have to think about cutting the transmission.
Everybody want back to normalcy. We want to get back to being normal. We want normal because normal feel good. But they have to be a new normal. The same normal can't work. Because just like any other, this one, coronavirus, you know. That the name, that one family of virus. So when you catch a cold, that one coronavirus. When you have a flu, that one coronavirus. And just like every year you could catch a cold and a flu, that one different cold and different flu. You can't catch the same cold again, right? Likewise, we need to go through this because it's just part of how humans, this is how we survive, this is how we progress. Then things like this, we gone through it in Ebola, we gone through it in SARS, and we got to face it head on same way. We try best to mitigate it, so only don't have to deal with it as much.
We depend on our neighboring countries, we depend on other countries, and they also depend on us. So we can never live by ourselves. We have to export, we have to import. You have a question, sir, sorry.
Yeah, why is that?
Alright, not say, all of the Minister of Health, right? Government from the government, like from Minister, to take care of this country. So we believe that people put this power on our hand. So for voting, then they talk about open an airport. I don't know COVID there around Mexico and so we need no vote for say open an airport tomorrow after. Only the people will say well, if we have to open or not. Right? So we need the power. On our hand can for the help.
I cannot answer you as the leader of government, right? We could answer you from health, right? Now we make the recommendations, and this is not only about health, but it has to do also about the economy. So it's two things, and when it goes into the economy, then it's not only health, right? No, we make the recommendations, and believe me, we make good recommendations. And then when everybody come together and the economical part come together, a decision has to be made. It's not easy. It's not straightforward.
Don't know already, the airport they close, right? As you know, just plain no land. They no land right now. Okay, sense. But when he say, well, I say a question there, I'll pick on again because I like it. Because now, to be a economy, right? Yeah, what? Danger right now, jeopardy, but what to it? Week up now?
Yes, we
So
come.
now because that week up, they open up school and you have what they affect the country.
No, yeah.
So that's how he's saying now. Now we Uno who adjust the situation, you get sense, to the government and to the people that believe.
Keep it locked down.
Start a step
Stay locked up,
Yeah, locked down.
you get sense. But
Vote for that.
like I was saying, I'm not from the car, right? But girls, that's my question.
The majority of Belizeans out there, you know what their vote, right? But this is, how could I say? If you think about it too, we cannot lock up ourselves for months to come and months to come.
That's the safer way of doing that. Still I get off the water. So I try to no sense.
Alright, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Think about your house. You get locked down. You get COVID and you locked down, right? And then you start to see everybody get infected around the neighborhood and like that. So you stay home. You are not infected, but everybody around your neighborhood infected. And then you start to run out of food. And then you start, you know the work. And then everything you have, and then sometimes they help you from outside. You know, your families, they bring only thing for you. But suddenly they stop help you, They can't help you for eternity. So what you want to start doing, you want to try come out or leave it from your home because you have to survive. This is not a health call, but I'm just trying to explain to you that sooner or later, we have to make one step. Now, as you rightly say, if you see danger, then you step back, right? Right?
This is where you guys the try to know where we are as the health department, because the only in this pandemic right now, one of the major company or major organization where everybody including the government, they think so. When they try to say is that Uno don't have different thing in strategy or in place right now where we even follow in terms of the basics. So right now the help we get through our day, right? When they say we don't really need it. Yeah, open the type of way where people will come in and people will go out.
I understand everybody feels, right? And we are the one where they were actually staring in the face. When we did at the airport and then people that passed through, that we didn't run into first. So I just want to reassure you that because even if we don't think about Uno, let's just pretend we're not thinking about you guys. We think about we. You think we want to get exposed as well too? Like Uno mentioned, all of the cases we have right now are imported, but they are controlled. Have you heard of any other cases where we find infect this person or that person or the other person because we have certain things set in a place for this? And again, like Mr. Castaneda said, we're not in a full control of what the government do. We only can control the health. So then we have to extend that to UNO, because UNO control for what? Health as well. During the vacation, when everybody there, Easter they want to chill, we the grind. Night and day, we the grind. But we need everybody to participate. This is how this thing set up. This is not just for me, this is not just for you, this is about everybody.
So the people where they come in or then come to the officer, you don't have to make sure you don't tell them to say that they don't touch with their bag as yet. Even the door.
All right, so again,
So what there?
Even for the player when they see we get bring them thing
all right, so let's go just look back. like two years ago. You guys remember that epidemic with pink eye? Let's go look at that, right? Pink eye, conjunctivitis, right? That again should show you that the public, that's why we are here, because we want to disseminate this information. It's you guys that are the most important instrument, you know. You have to realize that the mask is important. You might say, why this mask after me? I don't want this to get me sick. But the reality of the situation is the master for you and for him. As a matter of fact, the master more for him. You know what I mean? So again, we have to take care of each other. You guys want, in the near future, want to become co-workers. You guys are the right against each other. You guys are to work with one another. If you can't look out for yourself and your brother, then we all fail. One of the most compromising time of your day will be when you eat, right? Because one of the major reasons you have to remove the mask you have on. For eat, I don't see nobody could eat through the mask yet. Right? So you have to take that off. 80% of the times you get sick or you get somebody else sick. Right? For something where easily get transmitted like these coronavirus, this causes it. The hands, because this do everything for you. Make sure your hand clean. Make sure you not share certain things. Like, wow, I can't get 2 draws for your cigarette. Then there are the times when we get compromised, you know, but we don't pay attention to it because it's part of our habits, part of our nature to do these things. All I am saying is, you guys, the Ministry of Health, are just the instrument. You guys are the instrument where actually to help mitigate or prevent a lot of these instances from becoming crazy. No, if you ask me, I know you're concerned about the airport. If you ask me, I would have voted with you and said, no, but I don't want the airport open. But now, that to me is inevitable that they have to happen eventually.
But when people come in,
Right.
they are still quarantining.
Still quarantine. Still quarantine.
Oh, because then I'm taking your son.
When we're thinking airport, we are thinking that airport will open back to normal. See, again, this is one of the misconceptions. We always think that everything is going back to normal, and it's not. It's not. When we talk about the opening of the PGIA, it's not because it's going back to normal. If they had 12 flights a day during the week, that would be normal. When the PGIA open again, it's not going to be 12 flights anymore. See what I mean? So that's a new normal. So now, to ensure that the traffic, and it can be, well, the adequate amount of people passing through, it's not going to be 12 flights again. Right, because there's new normals. That's why I am asking you, again, what are you considering back to normal? Because maybe that's where the misconception is.
Acha, when you say swap people will come in, right? What happens to the people that were there? Yeah, all we wanted to do for contain it with monks weed. What happens to the people that were deep in the village world now? Oh, let's know what it's like. Only some of you got 9 cases. But I don't know how is it that this third world country do so good. America have thousands and thousands of cases. Like what we do so? You get the sense? To me, I put it like this: either COVID-19 or dead and release, 20,000 or 30,000, and we got COVID-19 living it on it.
When coronavirus may affect the world, because of the transmission, we had ample time to pay attention to what happened to the other sections of the world. So we collect data based on what already happened. So that gives me an advantage, because here's one of the big advantages. Remember, we were proactive first. We shut down schools before we even had any cases. Schools may already get shut down. Yeah. Children were being sent home. All right, so we already have things already set into place. So we have to commend at least that effort from Ministry of Health and from the government of Belize to try to protect our guys. So again, but we constantly forget the efforts that we had to make in order to try mitigate the flow of the virus through this country, this great nation. So, fast forward to today. Again, we did our part. We have 2 deaths. Yes, of course, we understand the nature of how these things happen, right? But when we look at the transmission, I'm sure you guys could find some level of comfort knowing that when it comes to person-to-person transmission, we're not heavily affected by that, or not at all. Because most of our cases are what? Somebody mentioned it before. People where they come in, right? When we the swab and the fine, before they enter into UNO, for establishments or for homes, and then that person-to-person transmission. So again, we must commend the efforts being made that we know they have that kind of transmission cases. So we at least could recognize that.
And that's
right?
the reason why I did recognize
right.
that.
Again, and you did mention it, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, the long and the short, so I could wrap it up, right? So again, health, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? But we just have to play our part and leave it longer. Because again, without Uno, the system not work. It will not work. We need everybody to play a key role. You guys are important because you guys are the Ministry of Health. We are with you. We understand your concerns. We have family too. We have to eat too. We have to maintain our health as well. But as we move forward, we need to understand exactly how important every person is.